Oh, good morning, everyone. Can I start by thanking the state government and IPA for having me involved in today's session. And also, before I get stuck into my speech, can I just put something out there? I am one person, and in a way, I'm like a small pebble, and I've been resting up against a mighty rock. I've been supported by something and people behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see or mention very often. And those people are like my sisters, my friends, work colleagues, many people in this room. And I guess this support network goes beyond this room. And I'm lucky enough to have it statewide and nationwide. So I just wanted to put that out there, that I may be one man standing here speaking, but I speak on behalf of many people. And again, I'll probably use this opportunity to thank my support network for supporting me and my family. Now, as many of you are aware of my story, or I should say our story, my sisters and I, it's a story that has been told by the media, commentators, myself, my sisters, and friends many times over the past 5 years. It's a story of abuse, violence, and torture that happened in my family home for as long as I can remember, and only ended when my mother was murdered about 5 years ago. It is a story of my mum's strength and courage as the backbone of our family, carrying my sisters and I through tough times, fighting for our safety and protecting us. Today, I stand before you as one man, as we consider how to identify, address, and stamp out violence against women, be it at home or in the workplace. Today, my story, our story, has become a story of hope. As you did hear of the Zara Foundation Australia, it has been named in my mother's honour and memory. This foundation has been established to empower women who have been affected by domestic and family violence. It specifically aims to address the financial abuse and disadvantage suffered by women in violent relationships. This abuse is the reason many people, many women, stay. I would know. I saw it firsthand. It's a part of our story. Research and other anecdotal evidence suggests that women often feel trapped to remain in or to return to abusive relationships due to the fear of poverty and lack of resources. That's why economic empowerment must be a key strategy. And I urge you all to keep economic empowerment at the forefront of your discussions. My sisters and I have worked closely with Central Domestic Violence Service and 6 other regional domestic violence services, identifying gaps in the system, exploring the current needs for this client group, and finding ways to deliver additional support to these women and children in crisis. The Zara Foundation aims to target this in 2 ways. Firstly, we provide South Australian women who are connected to a specialist domestic violence service with small grant opportunities. These grants support women to move through the point of crisis by providing emergency relief assistance. Grants of this type would have made such a difference to my mother, particularly at the moment we decided to flee our family home. Secondly, we will soon be delivering tailored programs to provide women with practical tools such as financial literacy, budgeting, basic money management, and saving. With the support of a community grant from one of our major sponsors, Beyond Bank, and another from Adelaide White Room Breakfast Committee, we are incorporating these programs with core modules of study to provide formal accreditation and pathways into further education, training, and employment. As the story of Zara Foundation starts to be written, Indeed, we are only in the first chapter. We have already run a 6-week financial literacy program for women. Build Your Independence, Turn Your Life Around is the name of this program, and it was attended by a small group of women with very positive feedback and outcomes. The program was specifically developed to help survivors of domestic violence with the following: increasing their confidence, exploring strategies to address the financial and safety challenges of ending a relationship with an abuser, resources of working through the quality of life changes survivors encounter when fleeing abuse, financial fundamentals and basic steps to building a strong financial base, including budgeting, saving, building credit, and managing debt. Guest speakers from specialist services, an optional one-on-one mentoring session tailored to individual needs, and I'm proud to say one participant was from a non-English speaking background, and we ensured she had access to an interpreter to support her learning. 5 women attended the program, 4 women completed it, and they all provided very positive feedback. I'm pleased to report that 2 women have since gained paid employment. These 2 women have taken a small but very profound and powerful steps towards freedom and independence. They have lessened their risk of becoming trapped in the poverty cycle. They have lessened their risk of returning to an abusive relationship, as they have new skills and confidence, and they have lessened their risk of becoming a domestic violence statistic in the future. I'm sure we will hear a bit about statistics today, that 30% of women are affected by domestic violence, or that almost 2 women a week are killed in Australia as a result of domestic violence, or that almost 90% of perpetrators in heterosexual relationships are men. But we must remember that these women are far more than statistics. Every one of them, without doubt, was or is loved and cherished. And as I said earlier, while my family's story is one of terrible, unspeakable abuse and tragedy, it can also become a story of hope. Economic empowerment, financial freedom, the chance to become confident, independent, and free is our hope. This will be our new story. Thank you.